Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So you're trying to get access to Fanduel, but you're realizing that it's actually not available in your location. So the way you can get access to it is by using a VPN. Now, what a VPN will essentially do is it will route your connection through a server of your choosing, and once you're connected to that server, it'll look like you're coming from the selected country. So this is how I have access to Fanduel, not necessarily because I'm located in New York or New Jersey, but it's simply because I'm connected to the New Jersey server with ExpressVPN. So how do you use a VPN to get access to Fanduel? Well, let's get straight into it. First of all you need to do is download and install one of these VPNs. You can use the links below to save up on your first subscription. So feel free to use the discounts while they last. Once you've downloaded and installed one of these VPNs, after getting yourself a subscription, you'll receive an email and you'll be able to log into your application. Once you've logged into the application, whether you're on Mac, Android, iOS, or Windows, it's all the same thing. You can go to the locations list and pick the appropriate server. Now, Fanduel is specifically only available in a handful of states, so that includes Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming, and a few other states. So plenty of states to pick from. In this case, since I was connected to the New Jersey, I'll just connect to the New York server this time around. And obviously there are plenty of locations like that in NordVPN as well. So yeah, it's not like you're only going to be getting these options with ExpressVPN. These two will work really well. I'll briefly just make a recommendation at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But essentially, as soon as I'm connected to the server, all I have to do is go to the webpage. Let's just go ahead and refresh what is my IP address, and now you'll see that I'm in New York. And let's refresh Fanduel, and you'll see that I still have access to it as if I'm in New York myself. So that's basically it as far as using the VPN for Fanduel. Of course, whenever you're engaging in any kind of gambling activities, make sure that your online actions align with your local laws. Not just that, also make sure that you're connected to the VPN so that none of your financial or sensitive information, be it crypto information, if you've made any transactions recently or transfers from one wallet to another, or any kind of withdrawals or deposits, it's always better to hide your activity using a VPN. That way you'll be avoiding compromising any of your very sensitive data that you should definitely keep private, especially when it comes to online casinos and whatnot. Now, as far as which one of these VPNs could be the best choice for you, well, ExpressVPN, I would say, is the best for me specifically because I've been using it for over 3 years. Same thing with Nord, by the way. I've been using it for over 3 years. And the reason I like ExpressVPN is because of the time to connect. So let me just demonstrate. If I were to connect to a faraway server, let's just say somewhere in Japan, you'll notice that it'll connect in roughly less than a couple of seconds, which is really nice. And this is why I like to use ExpressVPN, especially when it comes to, online transactions. If I'm engaging in any kind of trading or gambling or betting or whatever it is, I prefer ExpressVPN because time is of the essence when it comes to trading and closing bets and whatnot. So you want something that can also keep up with that. So the lightweight UDP version of ExpressVPN, the lightweight UDP optimized version, is available for Windows. So if you're on Windows, you can get that lightweight UDP optimized version. But even the regular version of ExpressVPN is still very, very quick, especially when you're using the lightweight UDP protocol. Always use this for speed. And you want to always use the NordLynx protocol with NordVPN so that you make sure that your speed is as quick as possible. But again, the time to connect is what makes me go to ExpressVPN, not to mention that it has a no-logs policy, but they both have pretty good no-logs policies. Except that ExpressVPN will work better in restrictive countries than NordVPN, specifically China, because Nord will require some manual configuration to connect to China, whereas ExpressVPN won't really require any of that. So if I were to connect to Tokyo, you'll notice that this may take a little more than a couple of seconds. It took about 4 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds, whereas with ExpressVPN, it takes roughly a couple of seconds. Let's just give it another go here, and you'll see that it is definitely less about a couple of seconds or less. So this is one of the reasons why I like to use it. Of course, I also like the fact that I have 105 countries and not just 61 countries as it is with Nord. So the fact that there's just more locations makes me go towards ExpressVPN, not to mention that you can secure up to 8 devices per subscription, unlike NordVPN's 6 device limit. Now, as far as streaming, torrenting, general security, getting access to services that you don't have access to, 99% of what VPN users might use a VPN for, you'll be covered with Express or Nord. It's just a matter of preference. If you're looking for something that's incredibly easy to use and very reliable and consistent and quick on its feet, go with Express. If you're looking for more of a well-rounded option that offers a whole bunch of features for a very reasonable price, go with Nord. It's still a great VPN. It doesn't compromise on security or performance, and it's honestly one of the best VPNs that you'll find. So if you guys are interested in any of these VPNs, again, you'll find links to pricing discounts in the description down below. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more about them, you'll also find the full reviews that'll give you a little bit of an in-depth look into the privacy policy, features, speed, performance, and streaming and torrenting capabilities, of course. But as far as pricing, out of curiosity, I did speak with ExpressVPN, and they mentioned that a lot of people end up spending more money on monthly renewals than they would have going with the yearly plan. Because it seems like the typical pattern is that people renew monthly, thinking they might not need a VPN long term. So unfortunately, they end up spending more money on the monthly plan with a higher monthly rate than they would have going with the yearly plan, which significantly lowers the rate, especially with the discount code provided below. So ultimately, if you know you're not going to need Express or Nord for longer than a month, definitely get the month plan. But if there's a chance you might end up using it longer than a month, you might want to go with a longer term plan. And then if you change your mind or realize you won't need it that long, you can always get a refund and go back to just a month at a time plan. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And also like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel and stay up to date with everything VPNs and cybersecurity. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.